Classification of the glycerin. The scientific name for glycerin is Glycera diabranchiate, and its common name is called the bloodworm. The species for glycera is Glycera diabranchiata. The genus is Glycera. The family is Glyceridae. The order is Phyllodosia, and the phylum is Annelida. The kingdom is Animalia, and the domain is Eukaryota. On the kingdom tree, glycera have cell membranes, nucleus, and they are multicellular and also mouth eaters. So therefore, they are considered an Animalia on the kingdom. They have a common ancestor of Sipula, which allow for bilateral symmetry, and Acicula, which have chetae for locomotion, Phyllodosia, which have jaws, teeth, and claws, and Glyciformia, which have a cone-shaped ring with prosterns, which all lead to the Glyceridae. Interesting adaptations and reproduction. Bloodworms have the ability to be either male or female, which means they can produce either sperm or eggs. They are hermaphrodophytes. So the male would release its sperm into like balls of sperm into the atmosphere, and the female will rupture its eggs, and they will float to the top and rupture and end its life cycle. The female would also release a mucus secretion, which would form an embryo, which would form a layer for the embryo to develop from the fertilized sperm and eggs. Carnivores means they gather food by using a large proboscis containing 4 claws, which the 4 claws contain a venom, and they release their venom on the victim when they bite into the victim. They eat meat, meaning even their bite is harmful to a human. They eat fish and other meat. To maintain homeostasis, the bloodworm lacks gills, so in order to obtain oxygen, they must swish around their tail along the surface of the water to gain oxygen. The faster they move their tail, the more oxygen they receive from the atmosphere. When they appear bright red due to the hemoglobin in their blood, as shown right here. It is important that they store oxygen because of the high salinity areas that they move in. They have the ability to remove their intestines out so they can breathe. This is helpful due to the high salinity areas that they live in. Global distribution. Bloodworms can be found in Europe, North America, Oceania, and Africa. They like these areas because they contain areas of high salinity. For habitat, the bloodworms tend to live in areas near high salinity. They dig their burrows deep into the water near ponds, lakes, and rivers. And they are usually not seen to most people. That's how they can attack you when you go to the beach and stuff like that. They have adapted to live in these mud flats, and they are well known for living in these low oxygenated areas. Along the food web, we have the sun, which gives life to the aquatic plants and the decomposing matter, which is eaten by the larva, which is also eaten by the glycera. The glycera is eaten by bottom-feeding fish, and bottom-feeding fish are eaten by the crustaceans, which are like crabs. And the aquatic plants are also eaten by the snails, which are also eaten by the glycera. The glycera get eaten by gulf birds, and when these animals die, they all go back to the decomposing matter, which allow this cycle to continue. Here are the fossils of glycera. They are not like bones because glycera are hollow, and they have prostomiums, which are like ends of the tail. They are hollow like regular worms. For fossil records, the fossils of glycera can be found in the Massachusetts Bay, the Caribbean Sea, the Gulf of Mexico, and the North Atlantic Ocean. The end.